tell you one of the great things about Dallas is the fact that everybody works together. And I can tell you that Bishop Jakes takes his ministry and extends it way out in the community. And a lot of people don't get the appreciation and don't get a chance to see it. But when you stand where I do, you get to see the impact that he has. Not just at Potter's House in a building, but how he extends that throughout the community. And Bishop, we're just so thankful to you for everything that you do.
Thank you, sir.
This is the kind of partnership that works in Dallas. I don't think I can restate any better than has been stated about what we're trying to accomplish here in Dallas. The Black Dollar Spend, period, is so powerful that we each have a responsibility when we're spending those dollars. I think today, and things that Bishop Jakes is doing, signify what we're responsible for in a community and in a city like Dallas. And when Dallas wins, we all win.
And I think one of the things that sort of strikes me about him is he reminds me of that, the old football coach Don Shula used to say, good religion is like good football. It's all about action, not words. And I think his work speaks for itself.
We don't always get to determine the environment in which we work, the people that we have to work with, the things that we have to contend with. Life hands you trouble inside, internally, externally. You find yourself overwhelmed. Sometimes you don't know what in the world to do. I think it begins for me when you start talking about balancing your professional life with your spiritual life and all of that, with understanding that you are more than what we see. I told the mayor this morning, we were taking a picture. They asked me, would I take a picture with the mayor? I said, sure, if you'll make me look as thin as he is. So the guy turned the camera this way and that way, and soon he just gave up. But if you think that the sum total of who you are is who you are on the outside, then I've got good news for you. There's much more to us than that. I had a lady come to me one day. She said she's deeply spiritual. One of the tough things about being a spiritual leader, that people could use the Bible all kind of ways. They could use it to help you. They could use it to hit you over the head with and beat you to death. And the lady said, I'm just praying for you. I watch you go up and you gain weight and then you lose weight, and all that. And you're struggling. I just believe God that he's going to bless you, And that sounds nice, but it's really kind of a Christian way of sticking you in the eye. I said, well, I appreciate your prayers. I said, I will be praying for you because at least my weakness you can see. Write that down. You may need that. There's several things I want to share with you today that are really important to me and really near and dear to my heart. I think if you don't acknowledge the fact that you are a tripod being, that you are spirit, soul, and body, one of those areas, or perhaps two of those areas, and in some cases all three of those areas are being grossly neglected. And you can easily do that. And you can do that and be a great person. You can be a really great person and sacrifice yourself and put yourself on the cross of serving other people and end up mutilating yourself. God doesn't need another Jesus. But yet it is easy to find yourself in a predicament where everything you do becomes more important than who you are. Because people reward you for what you do, and they pay you for what you do, and they get up and say nice things about you for what you do. But most of the people who know what you do not know who you are. How do you balance all of that? Where you can get your doing and being to be synchronized succinctly in a harmonious, effective way. How can I avoid the all too often reality of being a public success and a private failure? And I'm convinced that sometimes the more of a success you are in public, the more apt you are to be a failure in private. I say to you today that what you do can eat up who you are until all you are is what you do. And everything inside of you suffers while you smile on stage or sit behind a desk and push a pen or go out and get a sales contract or close a business deal or negotiate something for this great city we live in. And I am a huge fan, incidentally, of the city of Dallas. I don't say that just because I'm here today. I absolutely adore living in Dallas. But what do you do when you find yourself in a situation where you are masking trauma and pain? Because I find that many of the people that I deal with today if they are imploding in their mind. Statistics show that we are less likely than any other people group to take care of our minds. We don't believe in mental health. We don't go for counseling. We don't get therapy. We don't reach out for any kind of help. We do not allow the mind to be a part of the body. When our minds are up under pressure, if we are people of faith, we go to church, and we think more church will take care of emotional mental problems, and it is not always true. If there was something wrong with your kidneys and the doctor gave you a prescription to subsidize what your body was producing, you would do that readily. But when the mind stops producing what it needs to produce, sometimes we have a tendency to think that having more church will take care of the problem in the mind. You need something to build up who you are so you can deal with what you do. Because if you don't build up all parts of you, something is going to get out of balance. You're going to lose equilibrium, and you're going to begin to fall downward in some area of your life. And it can happen to anybody in the world.